In this session, we cover pyramid integration with Exasol. Exasol is an in-memory analytic database that can be run across multiple nodes, providing a high-scale analytic solution for databases that need to be held in memory. Pyramid can integrate with Exasol first by using an Exasol database that is already in existence, and or by creating an Exasol database using data mashup or any other kind of write-back function. We will cover both. In the first part, we're going to use an analytical database that already exists in Exasol. We simply select the database, in this case Chicago Taxi, pick the tables we would like to add to our model, which is effectively a schema. You can see here the heuristic automatically works out how to join the tables for us. Here we can even edit the way the schema is going to work. So for example, in this case, we're going to change the latitude points into averages and longitude as well. Also changing the column type, which will give a hint to the engine as to how to draw it. And now we create a virtual model on top of the Exasol database. Once done, we're bounced into the full discovery tool in this instance. And now I can start slicing and dicing the Exasol database like I can do any other database with Pyramid. In all situations, the data is stored in Exasol and queried on the fly from Pyramid. Critically, at no time is the data ingested or copied into Pyramid's memory from Exasol. You can see here we're able to do standard querying as you would expect, and of course Pyramid has all full-blown functionality of an analytical environment sitting directly on top of this. For example, doing a simple calculation of fare per mile and being able to slice, dice, drill down, and so on and so forth is all possible directly on top of the Exasol data structure. Here's another example. This time we're going to take advantage of our latitude and longitude demarcations, which are automatically demarcated as mapping coordinates. So here we're looking at the average of latitude and longitude, and breaking this out now by company, we can see the average latitude and longitude points and coloring that by payment type. And of course we can use the fare to change the size of the dots and so on and so forth. This is just a smattering of ideas of what can be done with Pyramid's advanced analytical querying and visualization directly on an Exasol database. The last example is how we can create calculations not just on metrics but also on members. So to add cash and credit card together, we can simply do a grouping and list all the other items. As you can see here, we can see them combined in the last column, and of course we can add it to any visualization as you would expect. In the next example, we're actually going to create an Exasol database. For that, we're going to use Pyramid's advanced modeling tools. To demonstrate this, we're going to start by reading in a simple Excel spreadsheet, which includes a variety of sheets with metadata in it. And we're going to take all the metadata except the transaction sheet, and we're going to mash that up with an independent set of transactions that are coming from a Postgres database, which in this case we will just take the transactional information from that. On the transactional data, we're going to add a time intelligence widget, which allows us to add some time columns, and also a curated k-means cluster algorithm using some of the metrics from the transactional data. Most importantly, we're going to build this database back into Exasol. So here we choose Exasol as the target solution. We give the database a name, connect all the dots, and now we're ready to go to the modeling stage. In the modeling stage, we provide a schema for the database. Importantly, Pyramid allows you to provide the full data level security and distribution table capabilities of Pyramid running directly on an Exasol model. And again, we're able to edit the metastructure of the database directly from Pyramid. Other capabilities like hierarchies are also available. So here, for example, we'll build a drill down hierarchy on the product table, and now we hit the process button. Importantly, when we process, the mashup is actually going to mash up the two data sets from Excel and Postgres and write the data back with the time intelligence logic and the clustering directly back into Exasol. The schema definition remains inside Pyramid. Immediately we bounced into the Pro Discovery experience, and as you would expect, we can immediately begin slicing and dicing the database and visualizing the information. Here we're going to do a scatter plot of sales versus overhead. We're going to use the k-means cluster that we built in the ETL to color and categorize the dots. We'll use expenses to create bubbles, and we'll use gender to create a trellised report that allows us to better understand the information in our chosen database. In this next example, we're going to show again both the performance and speed of Exasol and Pyramid. You can see we're able to draw here 30,000 data points practically in under half a second. And this doesn't preclude us from doing all the sorting, filtering, totaling calculations as you've already seen in this demo. One of the most important aspects of Pyramid is its ability to articulate complex business logic, and this would work on any database including Exasol. So for example, I'd like to build an advanced list of addresses with an if statement that says if cost is greater than $5, please filter the address list by taking the top count, the top 10 elements, and if it's below $5, actually take the bottom 20 elements. And this is just a simple example of a complex list that might be built inside the application. The most important aspect here to realize is that we're using Pyramid's toolset to create complex, sophisticated business logic while still utilizing the horsepower and analytical querying capabilities of Exasol. So now that I've built my list, instead of using a static list of addresses, I'm going to remove it. Instead, use my calculated list, and you can see the change flows through instantly. This is a great example of bringing both technologies to the fore.